All right, welcome back here, traders. John Caruso coming to you. Today is September 22nd. It is FOMC Wednesday here. We're going to hear from Jay Powell and the Fed starting at 1 o'clock, and then there's a 1:30 press conference. Got a very strong rally going right now in the stocks. We've got S&P 500 up 1%, the NASDAQ's up 0.75%, and the Russell 2000 is leading the charge right now, up 1.5%. We do know this, headed into the 1:30 press conference, it can hurt stocks from here. We'll see. So far, we've seen about a 4.5–5% rally, or I'm sorry, a 4.5 to 5% correction in the S&P 500. Are we going to see any more? That remains to be seen. So far, that 4,300 level seems like the floor at the moment. We're going to see if we get any more volatility. I would suspect more volatility in coming weeks. Obviously, we've got the debt ceiling negotiation going on. We still have this Evergrande situation in China largely unresolved, and kind of hitting on the Evergrande situation. I did a lot of work on this here over the last couple of days. There really is no contagion risk from what anybody can see. We do think that the likelihood that they are going to get bailed out is pretty high. There's a lot of systemic risk that's trapped inside of China that can certainly disrupt sentiment in the global financial system. However, as far as any massive contagion issues, exposure, big exposure to Evergrande here in the United States from some of our institutions looks pretty minimal at the moment. So I don't expect anything really to come of that. We do expect a bailout from the PBOC, but so far it has been crickets out of China. We really haven't heard anything. We do know that they are going to be able to make their interest rate payment due tomorrow, which was to the tune of $83.5 million. That payment will be made to the bondholders. That's really all we have so far on that. Just kind of sitting here waiting for the Fed. Whether or not they're going to taper, they are going to taper. We know they're going to taper. Whether it's going to be November, December, or January, I think the odds-on favorite right now is for a December taper. Will they announce it today? Not sure. This is our last Fed meeting until the November Fed meeting that happens in the beginning of November. So the market's largely preparing itself for taper. The one thing you have to understand is if they taper at 10 billion or 15 or 20 billion, whatever it's going to be, they are still going to be providing a lot of liquidity to this market, basically through June of next year. So the Fed is going to still be in there with their open market operations. I don't think that is going to be a massive factor here going into the fourth quarter. The taper, we're still painting a very positive picture, not only for the earnings, for corporate earnings in Q4, but also the macro economy. We do have GDP set to accelerate. We think on a year-over-year basis compared back to 2020. The opening trade, the economy is still opening. We do think that's certainly going to be a bullish factor for the market. So the question is, we've seen a 4.5 to 5% correction in the market. Are we going to see any more? I don't know. Make sure you do have some hedges out there protecting yourself. But that's the other thing we've noticed over the last couple of days, a lot of interest in buying puts on the market, in hedging people's portfolios going into today. And of course, we've got the debt ceiling negotiations that are going to happen next week. So I think all of that lines up to be very, very favorable here over the intermediate term for the stock market. Whatever happens here in the very near term, we're still not quite sure. But that's all I really have for you here today. We'll see what Powell and his constituents have to say at 1 o'clock and 1:30. We'll see you back here next time. Have a good one. Take care.